Well, this week's episode sends off the seniors as it's the last regular season home games for boys and girls lacrosse and baseball respectively. And so we start first with boys lacrosse, switching it up here, playing at Honeywell Field as the fans came out to see their Raiders face some tough competition, the 15-1 Needham Rockets. Early in the first quarter, Grant Kasikas ties it up at 1-1 before Rockets quickly break that tie in just seconds. Timmy Peterson's try is blocked by Tim Rahill, but the ricochet goes right to Antonio Trabucco, and Trabucco gives Needham a 2-1 edge. Aaron Maslow then goes back-to-back here on Rocket scores, giving Needham a quick 4-1 advantage. Second quarter gets even more physical, as you just can't help but love this Needham-Wellesley rivalry. Cliff Kirker nets it and then does the "I can't hear you" pose, taunting the Raiders bench. Well, Raiders respond to that immediately with the best answer, winning the face-off, and Blake Chapman with the ball shows some hustle here as Chapman goes high-low over Ryan Christensen, and the Raiders are pumped. Still down 6-3, but the energy is coming alive here on the field for the moment. A heated battle on the field continues between these two teams for sure, but leading scorers Cliff Kirker and Antonio Trabucco puts Rockets in charge as we head into the half. Needham up 10-3. So Rockets start right where they left off as Antonio Trabucco is just wide open in the crease for an easy score and an 8-goal lead. Still here in the third, now down 13-3. Andrew Smith's backdoor pass to Griffin Morgan frees up Morgan for a much-needed quick-stick goal. Then Connor Morton's pass to David Jennings helps Jennings sink it 4-hole past Christensen, 13-5 Needham, as we head to the final frame. Kerry Line would net a hat trick in the fourth quarter alone, as Wellesley does not let up in trying to erase this deficit. But despite the effort, it doesn't put a dent to this Rockets lead, when Needham always seems to have an answer for each Wellesley score here. And so it's still a 14-8 Raider deficit. With an outstanding record of 15-1, Needham shows firsthand how unstoppable their offense really is, as they just continue to pour it on here. In the end, Rockets would make it a final here, winning big over Wellesley 17-8. So we stay with lacrosse for the girls, as it's senior day for the Raiders, with seniors Caroline Alieri, Caroline Bradley, Keely Kriskaden, Cecily Doctor, Corinna Garfield, Lexi Jones, and Brooke Swan playing their last regular season game of their high school careers. There's no questioning the hard work and effort each one of these players brought to the team all season long. Looking to close out an already outstanding season on a high note, the Raiders would host a tough Bay State Conference rival, the 13-4 Walpole Rebels, on Wednesday. So the first half early on, both sides come out firing. With two quick Walpole scores, Caroline Bradley and Sophie Vernon net a goal each to get it tied up here at 2 even, just 3 minutes into the opening frame. Great steal here by Cecily Doctor gives Raiders back possession, and they do not waste that opportunity as Sophie Vernon takes Doctor's pass and buries it into the cage. Very next possession, Cecily Doctor again with another key assist. Feeds it perfectly to Brooke Swan, and Swan goes high-low for the score, giving Wellesley the 4-2 advantage. Kylie Noonan makes a great move here, finding separation, and nets it sidearm for the score. Fantastic goals already here in the first, as the Raiders lead 5-2. Later, still in the opening period, and the Raiders lead is now 8-3, thanks to Noonan, Doctor, and Vernon. But Rebels start to fight their way back into this game, and with two quick goals by Mel Lanahan, it is now a 9-5 Walpole deficit as we head into halftime, with Rebels looking to carry any momentum into the second. So the second half begins and Wellesley looks to widen their lead even more, and on a deep restart try, Sophie Vernon switches it up, goes sidearm, and nets the much-needed score, 10-6 Wellesley. That goal, though, would start to wake up the Walpole offense instead. After a nice save by Carly Boyle, Boyle's not able to rein in the loose ball, so the Rebels get that possession back, and Allison Foley sinks in the putback. Back-to-back goals by Allison Foley, and Walpole is now only down 11-9. Minutes later, though, with a man-up advantage, Walsh buries the equalizer, and we are locked in at 11-11. After quickly regrouping, Raiders ripped back the momentum that Walpole thought they had. Caitlin Tchaikovsky breaks the tie here with just under 8 minutes to go, and then Sophie Vernon goes around the defender and won't be denied for yet another score. And after Vernon feeds the cutter to Caitlin Tchaikovsky, it's now 14-11 Raiders, and Wellesley as a team just leaves it all out on the field and never lets up. The Rebels won't be making another run if Wellesley has any say in this. Raiders pull away from Walpole, making it a final score of 16-11 over the Rebels, as Wellesley ends their incredible 15-1-1 season on a high note, as Herget Division champs headed to the tourney with high expectations and goals of a long postseason run. After a slow start to their season, Raiders baseball has looked solid, and with their ace Jack Dolan on the mound on Wednesday, Wellesley would have a chance to punch in a tourney spot with a win over their rivals, the Needham Rockets. Bottom first, Raiders get on the board first when Peter Stabnick rips it to center field, bringing in Jack Dolan from second base, and it's quickly 1-0 Wellesley. After Harlan Binder's force-out brings another run across, Connor Himstead's resounding ground rule double drives in Brad Marchetti for the third run of the inning. Davis Wall rips it to left as Himstead doesn't have to stay long at second base at all, and Wellesley comes out of the first with a 4-0 lead. Top second, Rockets look to erase that deficit and have the bases loaded here. Spencer Yee's grounded to third gets bobbled by Brad Marchetti as one run scores. Marchetti fires a low throw down to first that Binder can't put a glove on, so another Rocket crosses the plate. 4-2 Wellesley. But Jack Dolan gets out of the jam by way of the K, and 2 runs is all they'll come across for Needham here. Bottom third, and after 2 quick outs, Davis Wall's single here loads them up with the Raiders. Until freshman Jack Tishman steps to the plate, takes the first pitch he sees and just absolutely crushes it over the outfield fence for a huge game-changing grand slam. With one swing of the bat, this once tight game is now 8-2 Raiders thanks to Tishman, and still with 2 outs. That would be the end of the day for starting pitcher Connor Molinay, but Rockets bullpen doesn't fare much better as that one more out still eludes Spencer Yee on the mound, as Jack Dolan drives in his brother Brendan, making it 10-2 Wellesley. And then Peter Stabnick's RBI single to right scores Jack Dolan. When the third out of this inning finally does come, Brad Marchetti's second RBI of the day puts Wellesley up 11-2. After a clutch 7-run rally for the Raiders comes here in the bottom third. Not bad for 2 outs. Bottom fourth, and the Raiders extending their lead already to 13-2, add another deep bomb that goes for a ground rule double, this time by Peter Stabnick. Stabnick drives in another Raider, and it's 14-2 Wellesley. Top fifth, and thankfully for Needham, the mercy rule goes into effect. Wellesley wins this one big and wins it easily. Sparked by Jack Tishman's grand slam, the Raiders just demolish the Rockets by the final score, 17-2. And deservedly so, qualify for the MIAA tournament. Well, that wraps up another edition of Raiders Sports Blog. Thanks for watching. Wellesley Public Media will keep you covered for all Raiders highlights as we continue to wrap up the regular season on into the MIAA tournament. Check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube channel at Wellesley Media Corporation, and right here on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39.